Today I wanted to make a video about how my dog, Jess, I'm also called Jess, it's a long story, has improved my mental health. Hey sauce? She's going to show me up now by licking her bits on camera. Having a dog in your life is just really good for you if it's the right thing for you, and the big caveat is that dogs aren't for everyone. It's a lot of responsibility. I'll just give you a bit of backstory. Jess came to live with us about 3 years ago now. I think I'd been diagnosed a couple of years before with borderline personality disorder. I'd known for a while that I had an eating disorder. I was a bit of a way along my sort of therapeutic journey. There were lots of changes that I wanted to make in my life to do with sort of being more, just more organised and having my shit together and being like a reliable person. I did about 6 months worth of research, so I knew that in terms of my lifestyle and my living situation, a Whippet was going to be the right kind of dog for me. Anyway, we got Jess and it changed my life, and I am a much happier person for lots of reasons. She's not the only reason that I'm a much happier person now, but she's like probably top of my list of things that make me happy on a day-to-day basis. Number one, Cuddles. I had this thought, I hadn't met many Whippets, and I had this thought that they wouldn't be cuddly, I think because they're so like bony and they're not fluffy, they've got quite short fur, and I just kind of thought that doesn't look like a particularly cuddly dog, but I could not have been more wrong. I think this is typical for Whippets, but Jess is an enormous snuggle bug. She loves a cuddle. We spend a lot of the We spend a lot of the day together hanging out. If we're ever on the sofa, she's there with us, and it's very sweet. Okay. There's also a lot of scientific evidence for why we get so much gratification out of cuddling a dog, and they do too. Stroking your dog causes a spike in serotonin, which is one of the happy chemicals in your brain. When you and your dog gaze at each other, you both get a release of oxytocin, which is another happy chemical. Cuddling, snuggling, and hanging out with your dog makes you feel much happier. What are you looking at? Number two is getting out for walks. I think we all know that exercise is really good for our mental health, and so is just like, for me, getting out of the house. I'm not an outdoorsy person. If I'm not feeling great, then I just don't have that drive to leave the house. But living with Jess gives me a reason to get out. It's also more fun, I find, going for a walk when you've got a dog. She's just an entertaining person. She's just fun. I've tried running with her, but it doesn't really work. She doesn't like running on the lead. I know some people do that and it works really well for them, but for me, it's not the one. Number three is laughing. This dog, you, makes me laugh so many times a day. Last night we were sitting on the sofa, just hanging out, and she did an audible fart. And it cracked me up. She's just a funny monkey. She's so earnest, and she's got this really sweet face. Okay, the next one is being responsible for somebody else. This is the first time in my life that I've been responsible for somebody that isn't me, and it's hard, but it's very gratifying. Sometimes being responsible for her, in a way, is like a nice relief from being responsible for myself. Yeah, I don't know how to describe that one too well, but... Number five is bedtime. Excuse me. Excuse me. Number five is bedtime. I know it's not for everyone, but we share a bed with Jess. We share a bed with Jess, so it's the three of us in this bed, and I tell you what, it's got so much better since we upgraded to a super king size bed. It's funny because she's so tiny, but when you get into bed with her, she sort of stretches out and suddenly she takes up, I guess because she's so long, like huge swathes of the bed. She's very warm and very cuddly and very cozy. It's a joy sharing a bed with you. With that being said, the next one is waking up in the morning. I think this is my favourite thing about owning a dog, is that when I wake up in the morning, she is always there to greet me. She's the first thing I see, the first person I talk to, aside from Ollie. She's so cuddly in the morning, and by the time I get out of bed, I've had a really good giggle, and I've got that sort of warm and fuzzy feeling. I used to find, and I do still sometimes find, getting out of bed in the mornings quite challenging, and it's definitely not my favourite bit of the day. It's just added quite a lot of routine to our mornings. I would say all round just a 10 out of 10 good start to the day. The next one is that I found owning a dog really sociable. I find that like people will talk to you in the street. So if you're somebody that doesn't see many people in a day, or if you're just having a quiet day, like it can be really nice meeting somebody new, having a little chat. We've swapped sides. We've also met a lot of people through Whippet walks. So when we lived in London, and now since we've moved, we would find local meetups for people with Whippets and take Jess along, and she has a great time running around with her friends, but it also means that we meet people, get to chat to people, and it's been really good fun for us as well. Number 8 is loneliness. Now I live with Ol, and since the pandemic we've been locked down together and with my family for years now. So loneliness just isn't such a problem for me at the moment, but I know when we came out of lockdown and Ollie would go out for the day, I'd find it a really strange feeling being on my own in the house because I was so used to it being the two of us, and having Jess around really helps with those feelings of loneliness. Number 9 is a huge one for me. It's, oh, I gave her some treats and now she's crying for more. Number 9 is a huge one for me. It's online community. Just like meeting people through Jess's social media accounts brings me so much joy. It's one of the nicest things in my life, I think. There's just some really lovely people on social media. I mean, in general, but you know, dog owners and people with similar interests and... So I don't know, I think I've touched on like most of the main ways that Jess supports my mental health. There are some ways she can be challenging, like, yeah, we're sad and blue. But the online community that we found and that we've got, and the things that I talk about and get from people go so much beyond like dog ownership and I get so much solidarity and mental health support, and I've met people who struggle with the things that I struggle with, so BPD and eating disorders. It's just a really nice community of really nice people. Anyway, I am going to wrap this up now because Madam here is having a temper tantrum. So yeah, I think that's the end of this video. We're still really new to this, so I just really appreciate any feedback you've got. Let me know what you like, let me know what you don't like. If you absolutely hate it, maybe please don't tell me at all. But yeah, it would just be really useful to know how you're getting on with these videos and if there's any other ones you want to see. Cool, bye.